then there is the question of getting so much worried. Let everybody be killed. What is there in that? Kill someone. You are not going to incur any sin. So if everything is zero, then why we are afraid of killing them? But Krishna, in one place, he says, "Oh Mahabharata, I am not expecting this from you. Why? Tathapitvam Mahabaho." If you see 26th verse, the second line, Tathapitvam Mahabaho. Mahabaho means a mighty arm. Who is a person who is mighty arm? Who has faith in the scriptures? That person is only mighty armed person. That means he has complete faith in the Vedic injunctions. Because if we don't follow scriptures, we cannot be intelligent. Intelligent, mighty means what? Not just showing our strength. Mighty means understanding who is a person who is powerful, who has tolerance. That person is actually powerful. Just showing some, going and beating somebody, that is not. When you say might, might means strength. Strength is at different levels: physical strength, mental strength, intellectual strength, spiritual strength. Among all things, it is spiritual strength. A person may be very strong, physically, he may be perfect, but some small thing happens in his life which is against his will. He loses all the patience. So, what happens? Mentally, he is not strong, he goes in depression. Like children, they study very nicely, they have failed, everything compliant, this and that, they bring. But when they see the report card, they have failed and they want to commit suicide. Will you say he's a strong person? No, he's a weak person. He's a weak person. So intellectually strong is one who guides the mind. Right? Don't do this. And intellectually, a person can be strong when he's spiritually strong. He's seeing death every day. He's suffering every day. But he knows that death is the only thing which is going to come along with us. That is, and he's so strong and he's chanting the holy name. He's protected by Krishna. He has that faith in Krishna. So a person who has faith in the scriptures, that means he has faith in Krishna. And that person is mentally strong also, intellectually strong also. Yes, physically also strong because he only takes Krishna Prasadam. So naturally he's strong in all the four levels. And you are having faith in the scriptures. That is why you are Mahabahu. And why are you crying then? Even in the Buddhist philosophy also, a person need not cry. And you are not going to follow the Lokaitikas and Vaibhashikas philosophies. All the things are given here. So you have to read that. And then the 27th verse again, Krishna says, don't cry. Don't cry. Why? Body anyhow is born. Anyhow dies. Again gets birth. Again dies. That means what? The soul is traveling from one body to another body. So where is the question of crying? The 28th verse. So everything was existing before creation, manifestation. And then everything exists after manifestation also. That means before now I'm seen in this body, okay? But I am existing before this body also, in different bodies. And before the whole creation, I was in the stomach of Krishna, Narayana. That is why it's Ayanaha, where all the souls, they are eternally there. And afterwards, according to their karmas, they get different types of bodies. They go on traveling. After that, when the whole devastation happens, Brahma's full life is ended, then it is a complete devastation. Devastation happens in different phases. One is devastation of our body, then devastation of some yugas, then devastation of Manus, then devastation of Brahma. In this way, so different stages devastation. One day of Brahma is over, then night starts. There one devastation happens. Then whole year of Brahma over, life of over, then one day. So in this way, there is nothing to cry. Everything was existing, everything is existing, everything will be existing. Now 29th verse, very beautiful verse. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidena, ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanya, आश्चर्यवच्चैनमन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्वा फेनं वेद न चैव च कश्चित्. This Ashcharya, amazing, amazing. So some look, Pashyati means some look on the soul as amazing. Some speak or describe it as amazing. Some hear of him as amazing. Shunoti. And after hearing also, one cannot understand him at all. Very difficult to understand the topic soul. So some look at it as amazing or with amazement. Some difference is there. Some look at it as amazing. Oh, some look with amazement. What is this? Like for the first TV came, at that time, first TV. I used to think there is somebody inside, somebody is playing inside. So I don't know the topic. So I look it at with amazement. I know the topic, but then I am surprised to see it functioning like this. So looking at it with amazement, that means I don't know. I am hearing. After hearing, I see it amazing. What a wonderful thing. Out of ignorance also, out of knowledge also. In both the ways, soul is an amazing topic. Somebody is ignorant, for him also it is amazing topic. Somebody is in knowledge, for him also it is an amazing topic to hear, to speak, to, to see, to speak, to hear. And after doing all these things also, very difficult to understand. Very easy to describe. But when it comes on one's own, very difficult to pacify. It's not so easy to see our own people dying. On the contrary, a person knows also the soul is not dead, but still it's not so easy to understand the level of soul. Somebody says something, we are hurt. He's telling to our body, hey Gada. Suddenly somebody called me Gada. How dare you? There's one word, Gada, is enough to cause even world war. You know that? Somebody comes and tells to our prime minister something, or somebody from here tells to somebody's prime minister, that is enough to cause a big war. Big war. So anything, any one word is enough to cause disturbance. That means, in spite of knowing that it is not told to me, it is told to the body, but still the ego does not allow a person to understand the level of the soul. The soul is spiritual, I am spiritual, but I get carried away by the tanmatras, the sense objects. Something is pleasing, something is frustrating, some words are hurting, some words are pleasing, some sight is hurting, some sight is pleasing. So very, very difficult to understand the concept soul. Prabhupada spent 3 to 4 months in teaching 11 to 30th verse. Then the students thought, I think he's not going to go ahead. Then they asked, Prabhupada, are we going to sit in this only for 4 months? Prabhupada said, first understand that you are soul. Till that time, I'm going to repeat the same. Now just see Acharyas, when Prabhupada was in his last stages, Prabhupada stopped eating. He was only given 2 spoons of charanamrut every day. And in that he is giving purport. 10th canto Bhagavatam. Somebody asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, do soon. Prabhupada said, don't teach me. It's not I who am doing the purport. It's a revelation by Krishna. Let me see what is their level. What are their levels? And so, Dhira Purusha, they are not bothered. They're not bothered. He was just like this, just bony. So that is their level. We are all sadhakas. When we hear like this again, then also Krishna says, you will not understand also. After hearing also, this topic is so amazing. It is not so easy to understand. But yes, but when we are guided by our acharyas, slowly, like how acharyas, how they are like their mother. They catch our hand and slowly they bring us to the level of tolerance. You see the tolerance, what we had before joining or before coming in the process, and what tolerance we are having, at least some tolerance is increased. Some, maybe 0.5%. Some tolerance is increased because of the learnings, because of our acharya's teachings. So in this way, one learns to tolerate. And slowly, Dhira Purusha, they guide us. Okay. Rajit Prabhu, you read.
आश्चर्यवत् पश्यति कश्चिदेनम् आश्चर्यवत् वदति तथैव चान्यः आश्चर्यवच्चैनम् अन्यः शृणोति श्रुत्याप्येनं वेदन चैव कश्चित्. Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Purport. Since Gita Upanishad is largely based on the principles of Upanishad, it is not surprising to also find this passage in the Katha Upanishad. Chavanyāpi bahubhir yona labhya srinavantopi bahavoyam na vidyu आश्चर्यो वक्त कुशलोस्य लब्धा आश्चर्योस्य ज्ञान कुशलानुशिष्ट. The fact that atomic soul is within the body of gigantic animal, in the body of gigantic banyan tree, and also in the microbic germs, millions and billions of which occupy only an inch of space, is certainly very amazing. Men with a poor fund of knowledge and men who are not austere cannot understand the wonders of individual atomic spark of spirit, even though it is explained by the greatest authority of knowledge, who imparted lessons even to Brahma, the first living being in the universe. Owing to a gross material conception of things, most men in this age cannot imagine how such a small particle can become both so great and so small. So men look at the soul proper as wonderful either by constitution or by description. Illusioned by the material energy, people are so engrossed in subject matters of sense gratification that they have very little time to understand the question of self-understanding, even though it is fact that without this self-understanding, all activities result in ultimate defeat in the struggle for existence. Perhaps they have no idea that one must think of the soul and thus make a solution to the material miseries. Some people who are inclined to hear about the soul may be attending lectures in good association, but sometimes owing to ignorance, they are misguided by acceptance of the super soul and the atomic soul as one without distinction of magnitude. It is very difficult to find a man who perfectly understands the position of the super soul, the atomic soul, their respective functions and relationship, and all other major and minor details. And it is still more difficult to find a man who has actually derived full benefit from knowledge of the soul and who is able to describe the position of the soul in different aspects. But if somehow or other one is able to understand the subject matter of the soul, then one's life is successful. The easiest process of understanding the subject matter of self, however, is to accept the statements of Bhagavad Gita spoken by the greatest authority, Lord Krishna, without being deviated by other theories. But it also requires a great deal of penance and sacrifice, either in this life or in the previous ones, before one is able to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna can, however, be known as such by the causeless mercy of the pure devotee and by no other way. Hare Krishna.
So Krishna is known as the mercy. Krishna can, however, be known by such as such by the causeless mercy of the pure devotee and by no other way. Next, देहि नित्यम अवध्योयम देहे सर्वस्य भारत तस्मात् सर्वाणि भूतानि हम शोचितुमर्हसि. Again, Krishna said, don't cry. Fourth time. Fourth time or fifth time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth time. I don't cry, Krishna says. Dehi nityam avadhyoyam. Dehi is eternal. Avadhya cannot be killed. This I am, this soul. Now also see, 2 times the soul has been called. Dehi and I am. You know, na? We have different names. Sharirina, Dehi, I am, Enam. Now here 2 times Krishna is emphasized. Dehi nityam avadhyoyam ayam. That means it is nityam, soul is nityam. Soul cannot be killed. Dehe sarvasya bharata, is occupying this body. Therefore, O descendant of Bharat, O Bharata, therefore tasmat, sarvani bhutani nattam jyotirmarasi. Those who are born, you do not grieve for this living body, living being, living entities that are born. Only the living entities, they occupy the body. The body is killed, soul is never killed. Therefore, do not cry. Okay. So, Sonal Mataji, give me. Sonal, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavad Pranam, Shlok number 30. Dehi nityam avadhyoyam dehe sarvasya bharata tasmat sarvani bhutani natvam shochetum arhasi. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O descendant of Bharat, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being. The Lord now concludes the chapter of instruction on the immutable spirit soul. In describing the immortal soul in various ways, Lord Krishna establishes that the soul is immortal and the body is temporary. Therefore, Arjuna as a Kshatriya should not abandon his duty out of fear that his grandfather and teacher Bhishma and Drona will die in the battle. On the authority of Sri Krishna, one has to believe that there is a soul different from the material body, not that there is no such thing as a soul, or that living symptoms develop at a certain stage of material maturity resulting from the interaction of chemicals. Though the soul is immortal, violence is not encouraged, but at the time of war, it is not discouraged when there is actual need for it. That need must be justified in terms of the sanction of the Lord and not capriciously.
So, violence is not discouraged also when it is required, nor encouraged also indiscriminately. स्वधर्ममपि चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि धर्म्याद्युद्धाश्रेयोन्हिता क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते स्वधर्ममपि चावेक्ष्य न विकम्पितुमर्हसि धर्माद्युद्धाश्रेयोन्यता क्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते Swadharmam or Swadharma. Swa means what? One's own. Dharma means what? Duties. There are 2 types of duties. One is a duty pertaining to the body, which differs person to person. For child, it will be different. For father, mother, different. Watchman, different. Doctor, different. Engineer, different. So, duties pertaining to the body differ according to different types of people. But one thing is common. Like in the temple, a child comes and an old man comes. Both of them pay obeisances. So bhakti, that is devotion or the relation of the soul with Krishna, is common to everyone. Somebody is forgotten, somebody is remembering. That much only difference. That means Arthika Dharma, that means the duty pertaining to the body differs. Arthika Dharma differs. Paramarthika Dharma is same for everyone. Child also says Hare Krishna. Everybody says Hare Krishna. So Arthika Dharma, Paramarthika Dharma. Why Urmila is glorified more than even Sita Maya? Urmila is wife of Lakshmana. She told to Lakshman that you go to the forest alone. I am not accompanying you. It is not that she was afraid of the forest life. But Sita ji said, no, I want to come along with you. So somebody, if he sees grossly, he thinks, hey, see Sita is so pativrata. She went along with the husband. But Urmila just see, she wants to live in palace. And she doesn't want to give up the palatial comforts. No, she did not go along with Lakshmana because she did not want to distract the attention of Lakshmana. If she goes, then Lakshmana's attention to Krishna will be diverted. Some small attention he has to put on her also. So just see, she took Paramarthika Dharma more important than even Arthika Dharma. Arthika Dharma means she should go along with the husband. What is Paramarthika Dharma? She wanted Lakshmana to be completely focused on Krishna's service, Rama's service. So when it comes to choose what to do, Arthika Dharma or Paramarthika Dharma, always understand Paramarthika Dharma is higher than Arthika Dharma. Your Guru's words are more important than anyone's words. Like Prabhupada, he told Gopal, you leave everything and come. Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj left everything and went. Raghavendra Swami, when his Guru told you have to take sannyas, such a nice family with wife, children, he did not want to give up. And Saraswati came and said, you have to give. So for Paramarthika Dharma, he gave up Arthika Dharma. His wife could not tolerate, she jumped in the well. She gave up her life. And then she came, the ghostly form, to Raghavendra Swami. He delivered her. So when it comes to choose Paramarthika Dharma, that means your duties for a higher cause. You have to give. There is no solution for it. When Lord chooses you, yes, you have to work for me. You have to work. At that time, so many sacrifices has to happen. Like Prabhupada's Guru told, go to West. He had to sacrifice all his family comforts, old age. Yesterday was a day when Srila Prabhupada stepped in Jaladuta to go to America. Just see, left everything, 40 rupees in his hand. Just imagine now, no one, no money, nothing, just going there on the words of Guru. So this is known as Paramarthika Dharma, giving up the material comforts. Now health was not so good for Prabhupada. He had 2 attacks in the ship, no one to even take care, cooking his own food. Just see imagine the sacrifice. We speak very easily, ISKCON, ISKCON. ISKCON is blood of Srila Prabhupada, sacrifice of Srila Prabhupada. There may be disturbances, there are a variety of people coming, but the blame doesn't go to ISKCON. Because ISKCON is the heart of Prabhupada. If I speak something of ISKCON, that means what? I am speaking of Prabhupada. Prabhupada is so pure that even an atheistic person speaks wonderful of Prabhupada. Even a person, everybody speaks wonderful of Prabhupada. They're amazed to see the work of Srila Prabhupada. So we should understand that is Swadharma. This word Swadharma is very important. Paramarthika Dharma is more important than Arthika Dharma. Api cha avikshaha. So considering your religious principles. Now for Arjuna, what is his dharma? Both. Because here Krishna is telling him to fight. Krishna did not tell Duryodhana to fight. When you say Swadharma, naturally, oh, he's a Kshatriya. Both are Kshatriyas. But Krishna went as a peace messenger. He did not want fight. In fact, he said, just give 5 villages, that is enough. He said, no way, not even a space occupied by the tip of the nail. Itna bhi nahi. And he insulted Krishna, who went as peace messenger. So Krishna did not want the fight. He did not encourage Duryodhana. But he's telling Arjuna, you fight. You are a Kshatriya. Kshatrayatehe Kshatriya. And how should be the fight? Dharmyad Yuddha. This Yuddha should be Dharma Yuddha. What is Dharma Yuddha? Following the Vedic injunctions of the even how to fight. How should be the battlefield? Not that somebody is sleeping and you put a bomb. And then somebody is doing like this to us. Chalo, we also do the another thing like this. Who are killed in that? Who are killed? Not the politicians, innocents. Whether it may be our party, their party. So whatever is happening in today's world, it is not Dharmyadi Yuddha. It is not Dharma Yuddha. In the Dharma Yuddha, it is very clearly stated, after sunset, you are not supposed to fight. In fact, you can go to each other's tent and have prasadam also with each other. You are cool at that time. And if somebody is nihatya, that means he has no arms. You are not supposed to fight with him. Only place where they did not follow this was Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu was surrounded by. That is why Krishna wanted to kill Duryodhana. Because the way Abhimanyu was killed, it is stated, he was cut into pieces. To even assimilate all the pieces and then burn him also was difficult. In this way, everybody, just because he could not know how to come out of it, everybody just shot Abhimanyu. So, though it was Dharma Yuddha, the other party was not following. To some extent they were, to some they were not. Like the child is sleeping, the 5 children, they were not child. 5 boys are sleeping of Draupadi. And Ashwatthama comes and kills all. The heads are cut, thinking that they are Pandavas. Somebody is sleeping, you cannot fight with them. You cannot kill them. That is not allowed. Somebody is sleeping because he cannot even protect himself. So there were places where the other party was not following the dharma. But Arjuna was strictly told, you follow dharma. Arjuna did not do like these things. He did not do all these things. Then in one place, yes, Krishna had to employ his diplomacy. When Bhishma took the vow, I'm going to kill all the Pandavas. That time he sends Draupadi, go. So diplomacy had to be employed there. So in this way, dharmayadi yuddha shreyonyata. You fight for establishing dharma. And that is the best activity for you. And don't hesitate. Krishna very clearly says, don't hesitate. Where is that word hesitate? Vikampitu. Don't hesitate to fight. Fight, Krishna says. Okay. So 31st was Anupama. You read.
न विकम्पितमर्हसि धर्म्याद्धि युद्धश्रेयोऽन्यक्षत्रियस्य न विद्यते. Considering your specific duty as a Kshatriya, you should know that there is no better engagement for you than fighting on religious principles. And so there is no need for hesitation. Purport. Out of the 4 orders of social administration, the second order for the matter of good administration is called Kshatriya. Kshat means hurt. One who gives protection from harm is called Kshatriya. Trayate, to give protection. The Kshatriyas are trained for killing in the forest. A Kshatriya would go into the forest and challenge a tiger face to face and fight with the tiger with his sword. When the tiger was killed, it would be offered the royal order of cremation. This system has been followed even up to the present day by the Kshatriya kings of Jaipur state. The Kshatriyas are specially trained for challenging and killing because religious violence is sometimes a necessary factor. Therefore, Kshatriyas are never meant for accepting directly the order of sannyasa or renunciation. Non-violence in politics may be diplomacy, but it is never a factor or principle. In the religious law books, it is stated, Ahaveshu mitho nyanyam nyonyam जिघं संतो महिक्षिता युद्धमाना परम शक्त्या स्वर्गं यन्ति अपरन्मुख यज्ञेषु पशवो ब्राह्मण हन्यन्ते सततं द्विज संस्कृत किल मंत्रैश्च तेऽपि स्वर्गम् अवाप्नुयान्. In battlefield, a king or kshatriya, while fighting another king envious of him, is eligible for achieving the heavenly planets after death. As the Brahmanas also attain the heavenly planets by sacrificing animals in the sacrificial fire. Therefore, killing on the battlefield on religious principles and killing animals in the sacrificial fire are not at all considered to be acts of violence, because everyone is benefited by the religious principles involved. The animal sacrificed gets a human life immediately without undergoing the gradual evolutionary process from one form to another. And the Kshatriyas killed on the battlefield also attain the heavenly planets, as do the Brahmanas who attain them by offering sacrifice. There are two kinds of swadharmas, specific duties. As long as one is not liberated, one has to perform the duties of his particular body in accordance with religion's principles in order to achieve liberation. When one is liberated, one's swadharma, specific duty, becomes spiritual and is not in the material bodily concept. In the bodily conception of life, there are specific duties for the Brahmanas and Kshatriyas respectively, and such duties are unavoidable. Swadharma is ordained by the Lord, and this will be clarified in the 4th chapter. On the bodily plane, Swadharma is called Varnashrama Dharma, or man's stepping stone for spiritual understanding. Human civilization begins from the stage of Varnashrama Dharma, or specific duties in terms of the specific modes of nature of the body obtained. Discharging one specific duty in any field of action in accordance with the orders of higher authorities serves to elevate one to a higher status of life.
Okay. Next. Yadruchaya chopapannu Sargadvaramapavrutam Sukhinah Kshatriya Partha Labhante Yuddhamidrusham. There is no beautiful engagement than chanting the verses of Bhagavad Gita, isn't it? Beautiful verse. Yadruchaya chopapanna. Yadruchaya means when it comes on its own accord, you have not gone to fight. Kshatriya means he doesn't go to fight with people. When it comes on its own accord, yes, your duty is to protect the people. You see, Kshatriyas, they never go on their own. If you say, who is Kshatriya? Aurangzeb is a Kshatriya, or a Shiva or Shivaji Maharaj is Kshatriya. Shivaji is Kshatriya. So he never went to kill someone. But when it comes, yes, he has to stand. And those people, Swargadvara, he will get Swarga. Sometimes it is said the other party, even Duryodhana was seen in Swarga. Why? Even dying in the battlefield, they get. But for them, it is not a long stay. They have to even see hell. Oh, yes, they sacrifice their things to fight, but they die. To some extent, they get something. But actually, if you see, no, they should not get. But Duryodhana has done some pious activities also. So he got the chance to go to heavenly planet. Because when all these 5 brothers, they go, they see, hey, Duryodhana is sitting in the heavenly planet. How come he is sitting in the heavenly planet? So it is said, when the Kshatriyas for whom fighting opportunities come onslaught, then opening for them the doors of heavenly planet. Sukhinah Kshatriya Path. So he is actually a Kshatriya who has to fight, he has to protect people. So this is the answer now. Now let us see, go to the first chapter now. Go to the first chapter. First chapter, 31st verse for the first reason for not fighting the war, right? That is compassion. I will not fight. Answer to that Krishna has given 11 to 30th verse. Second reason, enjoyment. How am I going to enjoy if everybody is killed? 32 to 35 verse. The answer is 32nd verse of this chapter. Anyhow, he will get heavenly planet. Why? Because it has come onslaught. That is, they have called you to fight. You did not go. You will get heavenly kingdom. So don't have to worry. Now 32 to 35, no? 36, 37, 38. What was spoken? Sins will be incurred, isn't it? Answer is there in 33rd verse of this chapter. 33rd, 34, 35, 36. And enjoyment, you can include 37 also, 32 and 37 in enjoyment. Make a column, huh? Make a column. 32 and 37 is for the second reason. How am I going to enjoy? Krishna says, even if you die in the battlefield, you will get Swarga. Even if you win, that is 37th verse Krishna is going to speak. 32 and 37 is answer for the reason for not fighting. Then 35, 36, 37 sins will be incurred. For that, straight 33, 34, 35, 36. Okay. And then last was confusion. No? What to do? Should I fight or should I not fight? It was confusion. 38th verse speaks. A fourth reason we have not touched still. That is going to come later. Fifth reason is confusion. 2.6 for the 2.38. Okay. Now let us go behind. You written, all of you have written? You can put it also. You're not written, Prabhuji? So you can put in the, Diya can put in the group. Okay. I'll again clear it. 1.31, answer is 11 to 30th verse. Sankhya Yoga. Compassion, how am I going to kill them? Where are you killing? Body cannot be killed. Sorry, soul cannot be killed. Body anyhow will be killed. Then comes second reason, enjoyment. Krishna says, this is for your enjoyment. Swarga is enjoyment. That is 32 and 37. And then comes sins will be incurred. 33, 34, 35 of this chapter. Then comes communal projects. Still we have not touched that. So the answer has not come. The last is confusion. That is 2.6. Here comes 2.38. Okay. We'll go further. We have finished, huh? Yadruchaya Chopapanna. Reading is over? No. We are reading. So here we are going to stop today. Just this verse. Then we'll go further on Wednesday.
Hare Krishna. Yadarchaya chopapanam swargadwaram apavritam sukhina kshatriya partha labhante yuddham idrisham. Translation. O Partha, happy are the Kshatriyas to whom such fighting opportunities come unsought, opening for them the doors of the heavenly planet. Purport. As supreme teacher of the world, Lord Krishna condemns the attitude of Arjuna, who said, I do not find any good in this fighting. It will cause perpetual habitation in hell. Such statements by Arjuna were due to ignorance only. He wanted to become non-violent in the discharge of his specific duty. For a Kshatriya to be on battlefield and to become non-violent is the philosophy of fools. In the Parashara Smriti, or religious quotes made by Parashara, the great sage and father of Vyasadeva, it is stated, Kshatriyo hi prajarakshran shastra pani pradhan Dhayan Nirjitya Parasainyadhi Shitim Dharmena Palayate. The Kshatriya's duty is to protect the citizens from all kinds of difficulties, and for that reason, he has to apply violence in suitable cases for law and order. Therefore, he has to conquer the soldiers of inimical kings, and thus, with religious principles, he should rule over the world. Considering all aspects, Arjuna had no reason to refrain from fighting. If he should conquer his enemies, he would enjoy the kingdom. And if he should die in the battlefield, he would be elevated to the heavenly planets whose doors were wide open to him. Fighting would be for his benefits in either case. Hare Krishna.
Next one. Let us see the next one. We'll take the next one also. 10 minutes are there. अथ चेत्त्वम् इमं धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि स्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च त्वा पापमवाप्स्यसि. On the contrary, if you do not do your duty, atha, therefore, dharmyam sangramam, better do that. If you don't do that, na karishyasi, if you do not do that, what will happen? Then, swadharmam kirtim, your reputation will be completely spoiled. Papam avapsasi, you will get sinful reactions. Like a doctor, if he sees somebody dying, still he leaves them to die, then it's his duty to get down and help. If he doesn't do that, suppose somebody is met with an accident and the doctor is seeing from the car and running off, will he not get sins? So you have the capacity to protect people, but just because you have an overly affection to your people who are harming the devotion of others. See, Duryodhana was ruling very nicely. People were very happy. The only thing he was not giving was bhakti. That is actually killing the soul. Huh? He was not giving bhakti because he doesn't have bhakti. You have something, then only you will give. So it is like killing the soul. Like when Hanuman went to Lanka, he saw everybody is enjoying. But that enjoyment is not according to the dharma. Like you go to the VT and all, now in the Bombay side, if you go western side, people enjoy the night time, they drink. Do you think that the government will be feeling happy? The government says, no, we are the best government. Where people are drinking, what best government? It improvise. The children are nowadays drinking what? E-cigarette. What is that e-cigarette? E-cigarette also comes. Then will you say we are progressing? I really want to know, e-cigarette means the mobile they drink or what it is? What is e-cigarette?
It is something different, Mataji.
No, they smoke or not?
No, it's not smoking. It is
Acha,
used for. It is used even to stop smoking actually.
acha.
Actual
But
smoking से छुटकारा पाना है तो this is used.
nowadays complaints are going, mothers are complaining that they are learning e-cigarette, 7th standard children, 8th standard children.
Yeah. See, every technology has disadvantages and advantages. How you use it, like mobile,
So,
you
but
can use it
do
in
they
different.
really drink? They just drink and it goes in their lungs?
No, Mataji. I'll give you
What?
more details tomorrow.
Give me afterwards. Because one of the mother came to me and told, I want to give police complaint against my son. I said, do. Teachers are not forbidding also in the school is having e-cigarettes. You have heard Anupama in your college?
No, Mataji.
So this is what Krishna says. Do your duty, don't neglect your duty. Fight. And if you don't fight, what will happen? Akirti chapi bhutani katayashyanti te pyayam sambhavitasya cha kirtir marnadapi richyate. Better you die. People will speak about infamy, and for a respectable person, death is better than dishonor. And then, Bhayadranadu Paratam, Mansente Tvamararatah, Yesham Chatvam Bahumato, Utvayaszilagham. So, great generals who had so much faith in you, like many weapons were given by different personalities, like Lord Shiva came and gave Pashupatastra, Agni Devata gave him the chariot. So all these people will not glorify you. Ah, you felt so pity and regret. Will not glorify. In fact, they will say that out of fear you left. Even to such an extent, even Duryodhana will say out of fear he left. डर के भाग गया. अवाच्यवादांश बहुन् वदिष्यन्ति तवाहितः निन्दन्तस्तव सामर्थ्यं ततो दुःखतरं किम्. And when all will speak nindantastava samarthyam, they will all criticize your samarthya, ability. At that time, it will be very, very painful for you. So here, sins will be incurred and you will only experience trouble. Sins means what? He was afraid of going to Naraka, no? Hellish planets. Here only you will experience hell. Why to go to hellish planet to experience hell? You will experience hell here itself because people will speak wrong about you. It's more hellish. So Diya, you read 33, 34, 35, 36. Chandrapati Prabhu, you read. Then here we stop. So here third reason of Arjuna for not fighting the war. 33, 34. No, 32 also you have not read, no?
Read.
32, 33,
32, 34 to be read, Mataji.
32, 33 you read Diya. 34, 35, 36 Prabhuji will read.
Mataji, 32 I read right now. 33 I'll read, right?
33, 34 then you read. 35, 36.
Okay. अत चेत्त्वम् इमं धर्म्यं सङ्ग्रामं न करिष्यसि तत्त्वस्वधर्मं कीर्तिं च हित्वा पापम् अवाप्स्यसि. Translation: If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. Purport: Arjuna was a famous fighter and he attained fame by fighting many great demigods, including even Lord Shiva. After fighting and defeating Lord Shiva in the dress of a hunter, Arjuna pleased the Lord and received as a reward a weapon called Pashupatastra. Everyone knew that he was a great warrior. Even Dronacharya gave him benediction and awarded him the special weapon by which he could kill even his teacher. So he was credited with so many military certificates from many authorities, including his adoptive father Indra, the heavenly king. But if he abandoned the battle, not only would he neglect his specific duty as a Kshatriya, but he would lose all his fame and good name and thus prepare his royal road to hell. In other words, he would go to hell not by fighting but by withdrawing from the battle. 34. Akirtim chapi bhutani kathayishyanti te avyayam sambhavitasya cha kirtir maranad ati richyate. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. Both as friend and philosopher to Arjuna, Lord Krishna now gives his final judgment regarding Arjuna's refusal to fight. The Lord says, Arjuna, if you leave the battlefield before the battle even begins, people will call you a coward. And if you think that people may call you bad names, but that you will save your life by fleeing the battlefield, then my advice is that you did do better to die in the battle. For a respectable man like you, ill fame is worse than death. So you should not flee for fear of your life. Better to die in the battle. That will save you from the ill fame of misusing my friendship and from losing your prestige in society. So, the final judgment of the Lord was for Arjuna to die in the battle and not withdraw. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Pranam to all. I'll read chapter, sloka 35, right? Okay. भयादरनाद उपरतम भयादरतात उपरतम ममस्यांति त्वं महारथा शेषां च त्वं बहुमतो भूत्वा यास्यसि लाघवम्. The great generals who have translation, the great generals who have highly esteemed your name and fame will think that you have left the battlefield out of fear only, and thus they will consider you insignificant. Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna continued to give his verdict to Arjuna. Do not think that the great generals like Duryodhana, Karna, and other contemporaries will think that you have left the battlefield out of compassion for your brothers and grandfathers. They will think that you have left out of fear for your life, and thus their high estimation of your personality will go to hell. Text 36. Avacyavadamscha bahun vadishyanti tava hita निंदस्त तव सामर्थ्यम ततो दुःखतरम नुकिम. Translation: Your enemies will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What could be more painful for you? Purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Lord Krishna was astonished in the beginning at Arjuna's uncalled for plea for compassion, and he described his compassion as befitting the non-Aryans. Now in so many words he has proved his statements against Arjuna's so-called compassion. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, questions? When you still
Mataji, 37 has not been read. 37 has not been read.
So 30, you told 35 and 36, no? 37 also to be read.
I thought only,
No,
na?
she said
I am not taught only about it. So that is the
Okay.
reason for. Why we can do that also because second reason, na? Yes, we can finish one thing. Let me finish. अतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महीम् तस्मादुत्तिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धाय कृतनिश्चयः. Again Krishna says, get up and fight. Anshul, but Prabhu, I cannot include you in today's class because you're joining at 9 o'clock, right? Though you will be present now, I cannot include you. This is not the time to join. Even in the school also, if you come last, you are not added in the presence. So you are not going to be put present, right? Ato va prapsasi swargam jitva va bhokshase mahim. So if you are killed, still you will get swarga. And if you win, you can enjoy the whole earthly planet. There is a get up and fight. Krishna says, get up. Again, Krishna, I told you to mark in the last where Krishna has told to 2.3, here now 2.37. Krishna says, get up and fight. So this is the answer for the third reason. Second reason, enjoyment. This also 37 also and 33 also. Okay? Okay, read it, Prabhuji. Finish it off. So we have completed the
Yeah, Hare Krishna. 2.37 अतो वा प्रेसी अतो वा प्राप्स्यसि स्वर्गं जित्वा वा भोक्ष्यसे महिं तस्मादुत्थिष्ठ कौन्तेय युद्धया कृत निश्चय. Translation: O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Even though there was no certainty of victory for Arjuna's side, he still had to fight. For even being killed there, he could be elevated into the heavenly planets. Thank you. Thank you all. Hare Krishna Mataji.
पवित्रं पावनीं वैष्णवीं की जय श्री प्रभुपाद. So for this week, the last class is on Wednesday. Afterwards, enjoy Janmashtami.
Thank you.